The cultural festival, Taung, is a product that is over 23 years old, and like all the brands, they get tired with time, and we need to constantly look at brand proportionality. So if you put your brand within a proportion of the market, it can sustain itself. So if you look at the new brands that came out and how they were sustained, I'll give an example how the Joys of Jazz started it. Now it's in its 20th year. It's a brand that started a state theater. It grew with time, but it had sponsors, good management, good buying in, great investment of the patrons. I think that our cultural Calabash requires a understanding and a review in terms of the brand positioning, but also the issue of the content. What I think should be done is to review the content, not to move it towards a music festival, but more of a cultural festival that include young people who are developers, amateur ones who are performers, bring book industry, bring discussions, bring the film industry is a big major thing that we should consider. But I think most important for this festival is to begin to ask ourselves a serious question. Do we have an understanding of the magnitude that it can drive if it's not located into the issues of tribalism and or extra locality? What it means is that it's a provincial event, but when we try to make it a tribalism and or a total locality, it loses the essence. We also need to look into the value proportion of the investment. At the moment, the investment is too little. You can't drive a serious content with this investment. So we need to look into. After 23 years of this event, one can think about the movie called The Gods Must Be Crazy. So I think the festival has turned into the Coca-Cola bottle that has fell onto the community of the San people. And you saw in that movie how the whole community got fighting for something they don't know, the value of it, and it was a very serious problem. So I see the festival as the bottle of Coca-Cola that fell in that community. The cause must be crazy. We need to change that, so that it must not be a festival that brings the division in the community, but also it is not a festival for Taung. The brand Taung is like the world, the cradle. It's more about the World Heritage Site, the Taung's child skull. And when we want to see how the community can benefit, how the society can benefit, we need to ask ourselves those questions to say, what is it that we want the community to contribute? So if the community contributes a tradition, a culture, an indigenous proportioning of identity, then we know the community is organized in their culture, their heritage, their performances. If you don't have dance clubs in the community, if you don't have book clubs in the community, you don't have theater, you don't have the community involved itself in this production, the festival doesn't mean much, because the identity of the community hasn't been constructed over internal organization, performances, other than waiting for the Calabash. So the community has to begin to say, how do we begin to identify ourselves? A month before the Calabash, people are forming performance groups. Some others are becoming poets. Others are becoming artists. People are putting in their single recorded song. They say, I want to perform. That's not how it will grow the community. The community must continue to perform throughout the year to themselves, in the walls. The festival must just find them ready. Then we can grow a content, an identity of heritage, a tradition, a culture, and therefore the community's role will be just beyond I want to perform. It will be I've been tested by time.
botsadi botlhe bo akareditswe Africa borwa ka bophara. Leina la me ke Taung. I'm the principal choreographer of this show called Dancers Are Born in Taung. I'm responsible for the overall look of the show, look and feel of the show. Though we got choreographers who are mostly focused on choreographing pieces, we work hand in hand with that. But I get the overall decision to make, looking at the show, on which piece goes where and how the storyline unfolds and all that. The story was actually inspired by us, because this show was started by me and Mr. Taung. So the story behind Taung, that a dancer is born in Taung, it's inspired by us looking at the youth of Taung currently. Most of them are using drugs, most of them are involved in bad things, and we feel that they have a lot of time on their hands. They might have gone to school, they might have had something that they're busy with, but the problem is that they've got too much time on their hands, and we felt that we need to do something about that, because mostly we've been focusing on part-time students, which are students that are still going to school, then they come in the afternoon. So we decided to get full-time students, and we looked around, we had auditions, we informed everybody that we're going to be having auditions, and we'd like to have full-time students who are going to be involved in this show. This show, it's done for Taung. It wasn't just done for looking at the cultural Calabash. Yes, so we based our story on a boy that's from the village. Then he's got a brother then, you know, in the village, long time ago, there were animals, you know, it's based on that time, you know, time frame. So this boy moves to, like, he stays in the village. There are animals and all that, so it's a bit dangerous for a family to be living like that. And their father is a king. So on one unfortunate day, the other one gets attacked by wild animals. Then the father, who happens to be the king by the time, he decides that this other one who's left behind, he can't risk having him around. So he decides to take, and all he knows, he's from the village. So he knows a lot of cultural dance. You know, he's very proud and believes that that's the only dance for him, and he can make a change with it. So he's not even exposed to all these genres of dance. You know, he just knows traditional dance. So the father decides to take him to the big cities, just to take him away from the danger that he faces on daily basis, you know. Basha, barona ba Taung. A re tlogeleng go lela fela. Ga o bona bothata, se tle ka bothata jo bongwe. Tla ka tsela ya gore re kgone go baakanya bothata jo. Ke rata basha ba Taung thata ka gore ke basha ba ileng gore ba ne le kgotlhelelo, you know. Let's use centers like Muyo Mabana. Let's have our own community groups. Let's do art, you know. Believe me, when you do it for the love, you're gonna be fulfilled, you know. So I think that's just for me. Everything you do it for Lerato, from the heart. Don't even think about the money, the fame and all that, because they'll follow you, you know. And believe in God, you know. Thank you.
My name is Kifenze Angel Mafafo. I'm a professional dancer and I specialize with contemporary and hip hop. But I do almost every genre there is. Yes.
So far, what has been the highlights of your dance career?
The highlights of my dance career, I have the Standard Bank Anchor Award, which I got from Grahamstown this year actually. And I've got to play main leads in major shows. You understand? So for me, playing leads on shows, it's an achievement alone on its own, apart from having to be a choreographer on a specific show. It consists of dancers, local dancers per se, which are done with school and they're just sitting at home, you know, doing nothing. So we actually giving them ways, actually teaching them, okay, this is how you can make money out of your art. Because most of them, they started here in Mabana, and someone like me, I started here many years ago, but then I'm on a professional level, you know, I'm on a professional platform. So it's very appropriate for me to say, you know what, let me give back from where I come from, let me give back.
And has it worked?
Yes, so far it's working. It was our first show. We've been rehearsing for almost 2 months now, and most of them, they've never been on a professional show before. So I'd say for me it's also an achievement, you know, working with such people and turning them into, you know, taking them a step closer to where they actually want to reach. Yeah. Most people, they see me, they say, no, you're not from Taung. I don't know if it's because of my accent or the way I dress or the way I behave. But I'm a village boy, and you know, this is what I do. I dance for a living. I make money out of it. And I take it very seriously. With my matric, of course. Go to school, do your homework, do your assignments. Then you can always, you know, it's wonderful doing what you love and still be working. You know, I'm dancing and yet it's my job. So, you know, I don't even feel that I'm working. So that's the wonderful part about it. Get your metric, you know, do your studies. You can even go study dancing if you want to. So that's the nicest part about it. And then you can dance and make money and live happily ever after.
Die kraal van 28 als die kraal van generaal. De boeka. Hey, Nayer.
site le rule le ntho la kgolegela ba kgega dithithi dinkong jaaka kerese kana di rearea mpa tsa bone di a gadikega ba pitika jaaka seboko se mokwane ke dithofa le bosigo le motshegare ba opela pina ya
e ngwana ka go ntlatse ka fora nkanyana
tshotlakako ya bana le basadi mo Afrika Borwa ao o se tlhogo jo o seng kana ka sepe o tlo ya nna go o mmone kae monna wa mo Afrika Borwa a tsholeletsa mosadi le bana seatla o ka utlwa botlhoko ba wa laphate kgaitsa diake wa go bola kgakala ga e galowe o tshelo jono ya botlhoko putlwa le bomme mogolo kana nna batho bao ba sha ba ntaile ba re tse diatla ke tsa gore ga ke bapalela tse competition kana lenyatso la mekgatlho ya sepolotiki mo Afrika Borwa le mfana le go dipalamenteng ga re bue makoko a ikutlwa masheta makoko a lwela go busa makoko a itana ka nno ga iutlwa ruri e tsentse thako kgamelong a re fetoge mo Afrika Borwa nako di a re sija go parlamente re opela pina tse pedi tse tharo Zuma must fall, the Guptas must go back to India, the white monopoly capital, the Marikana massacre, let's say a re fetoge mo Afrika Borwa nako di a re sia a re go boleng gore tanteng kgakala lefatshe la kgethololo re go boleng mmuso ole wa before 1994 mafelo a tshwana le bo black only white only oh hey how did you don't pass he gets me don't pass me ba se ke sa Solomon re go bola dikakapa bo madiba ba le la kgololosego ya Afrika Borwa gompieno re ja maungo a botshelo ka ga bone o na se esi ra itse gore se di kwa ke ntwa pedi ga se thata le bone bo Oliver Regina Tambora ba gopola kakapa ya Kobizani ngwana wa ga Julia le Mzimeni a bele go ka 1970 o ka ba le mo botshelong o ka be a na le ngwaga di le kgolo. A great guy, a true hero, a servant who always believed that unity is the power.